90% of what you did just now was a waste. 90% of what you did. So what we think we spend our time doing is not actually what we spend our time doing. What we spend our time doing is all the things that are in the way. This is the most fundamental lean idea. What's up, Hillbilly Millionaires? Today, we're gonna be breaking down something for office workers where a 2-second lean absolutely matters, even though we're not in manufacturing. Today, we're gonna be teaching our favorites, everyone's favorite, value-added versus non-value-added. So, we're gonna get right into that. Our friend Jake here has been willing to be a guinea pig for us. So we're gonna have him do something very, very simple. Scheduling. He hates doing it. And then later we're gonna break down value-added versus non-value-added. So stick around, we're gonna get to it right now. This is the most fundamental lean idea. If you can grasp it, then it sets the stage for everything else. Value-added versus non-value-added. Value-added is simple. Does it change the part? Non-value-added, everything else. Now you might say, well, what if I'm in the digital space? Does it change the part? Okay, if you're opening an email, mousing around, opening email does not change anything. Clicking the new button creates a new email, that changes something. Clicking the title does not change anything. Typing an email in does change stuff. That's value added. This is going to be an office-based version of value added, non-value added. Now, we'll get into non-value added being does not mean it is not necessary. How am I supposed to send an email if I don't open the email first? Just because it is non-value added does not mean that it is not necessary. So guys, keep that in mind when you guys are watching this video. All right, so we got Jake, we got the fern. Jake got a drink, and he's simulating, what are you simulating, Jake?
Scheduling a guest on my podcast, the Growth Circle Podcast.
Awesome. Plug, Growth Circle Podcast. Go check them out right here if you haven't before. All right, so this is just normal stuff. Ignore that you're on a camera. Go ahead and say out loud the things that you're doing.
So first I need to get a guest on that's interested in coming on. So I will network through Facebook to get that, whether it's somebody refers somebody or they reach out to me specifically, and then we'll get to the part where we're scheduling. And I'm scrolling.
You're scrolling through Gmail.
Value added.
Okay, yeah. Scrolling.
Scrolling. There she is.
Okay, so you clicked on it. All right, and then what?
Now I'm going to read her message. Wednesdays, June 8th would be great. Do either noon or 4:30 p.m. work for you.
Okay, and then?
Now I'm going to go over to my calendar. Actually, now I'm going to go back because I forgot the dates already. June 8th.
Okay, very normal thing. Seriously though.
Yeah.
Perfect.
June 8th, noon or 4:30.
Okay.
So now I'm going to go over to my calendar and look at June 8th. She said noon or 4:30. Well, now I'm looking at the times and now I just remembered, oh shoot, she's in a different time zone. So now I got to go back and say, what time zone are you in? And wait for her reply.
Okay.
Is this Google or Microsoft you're using?
This is Google. This is through Gmail. This is through Gmail right now. And I think she said she's from California. You know, right? She's
Yep.
from California.
She's in California.
So I know that I'm 2 hours ahead of her.
Right.
So now I'm going back over to the calendar and going, okay, she said noon. So noon would be here. I'm 2 hours ahead of her. So that'd be 2 p.m. my time. Or she said 4:30, which would be really late my time, and I definitely don't want to do it that time because that's family time. So I'm going to say noon, or actually I'm going to message her back and say 2 p.m. Central Standard Time works.
Okay, but
for me.
real quick, you found the time and then you touched the button.
Yeah, so I'm going to click it right there.
Okay.
Add title.
Okay.
I'm going to do interview with Michelle, and then I'm going to change it over to the Growth Circle Podcast calendar. Can you see that?
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that or not. I change it over so that way my co-host also knows what time it's going to be, and then I have it in there, and then I know that it is going to be a Zoom meeting, which I hate doing online interviews. But anyways, so I'm going to put add description, and then I'm going to type out, we will send a Zoom link 15 minutes prior to the podcast recording. I'll just say podcast. Prior to the podcast. And then I'm going to have to tag her in it. So now I'm going to go back over to the email to get her email. And I backed out. Are you still recording this? So you can see
Yep.
all the all the over processing. I've watched videos, so I kind of know. Okay, now her email's in there, and then I'm gonna add John to it too, even though he already has it to the schedule. So that's probably extra over processing, but that was what I normally would do. And I click done, I click save, and I click send.
Okay, so that
Now
was
it's in there.
that was about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have you replicate the exact same process. Pretend to add me to the schedule. Check an email, click into it, but this time you're just, instead of saying what you're doing, you're just gonna say value added versus non-value added. And then you're gonna say it repeatedly. So non-value added, non-value added, non-value added. All right?
So
And then also remember to fumble the time and just make it the same day, 1 hour afterwards. All right, and go.
non-value added, right?
Yep,
Still?
yep.
Non-value added, non-value added, non-value added. Scrolling to find your name.
Right.
Non-value added. Oh, there it is.
Click.
Value added. Or
Still
is that
non-value
Still
added.
non-value added. Okay.
Now you're reading, so that's value added.
Wednesday, June 8th would be great. Do either noon or 4:30 p.m. work for you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna go over to the calendar.
So you closed that out.
I didn't close it out completely. I just
Okay.
non-value added.
Mhm.
Oh shoot! Now I just accidentally clicked the button.
Yeah.
Non-value added.
Yep.
Non-value added. Swipe. Non-value added. Non-value added. Non-value added. Non-value added. Value added. Because I'm in the schedule, right?
You
Or not
opened
yet?
it, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Non-value added. Oh, wrong date. I clicked on. Non-value added. Non-value added. Non-value added. Non-value added. Found the date.
Okay.
Non-value added. Oh, 2. I think that will work. I'll
Okay.
Go back. Non-value added. Non-value added. Non-value added. Holy crap! A lot of non-value added.
Okay.
Non-value
worse.
added. Oh yeah. She said that time. So that would be then. Non-value added. Non-value added. Non-value added. She's 2 hours behind me, or ahead of me, or yeah, behind me. Non-value added. Non-value added. Okay, I think I could do 2 p.m. Click it in. Value added.
Well,
right?
you clicked it in.
Now I'm gonna put in the.
You clicked into the time.
Okay.
Then you click into add event.
Okay. Add event, and then.
The moment you clicked add event, that was the very first bit of value added that you had.
Okay. And I'm putting in interview with
Wait. You had to move your finger and click where?
non-value added, non-value added, value added.
Yes.
Okay.
Then-
Meet or interview with Hugh.
So value added because you're typing something.
Value added, value added, value added, value added. Oh, I typed wrong. Non-value added.
Okay.
Value added, value added, value added, value added. Right?
Yep.
Because I'm doing the time.
Now you're selecting the time.
Value added, value added,
Now scrolling, non-value added.
non-value added.
Click there. Yeah. What was that? So you clicked that open?
Yeah,
What?
that opened to add you to the calendar, so you have it. On
Okay,
your end.
but when you clicked, you just opened something.
Yeah, it opens up to add the person.
So that's non-value added.
Okay, non-value added,
Now you're typing in someone's name.
Hugh.
Yep.
Value, no, so that's non-value added too, isn't it?
When you typed and then selected, that was value added.
Okay, value added. Now I got to add one more person. Non-value added, value added, done, value added, non-value added, non-value added, non-value added, non-value added, non-value added, value added.
Yep.
Send Zoom link 15 minutes prior. Value added, value added, value added, value added,
Yep. You got it.
non-value added.
So of the whole time, what were the only things that were value added?
The input of the text.
It was either when you were reading, after you opened, scrolled, found the email, opened again, and then you started reading. That was value added because it was changing something in your brain. Then
And then type it in, or clicking on the scheduler.
clicking on it still didn't do it. It'd be the same as taking a lid off of a container.
Oh, okay. So then just inputting who I'm actually meeting with and their
Yeah.
actual email.
Well, when you click the schedule, highlighted the time, it was just the clicking the button add, which brought the schedule up. That counted
Okay.
because you created something new, and then it was as you were inputting or selecting.
No wonder you hate scheduling.
Non-value added.
Value added.
But Hugh, how am I supposed to actually create the event if I don't click into the menu? I didn't say it wasn't necessary. I said it wasn't non-value added. Very similar. How are you supposed to get the clothes in the washing machine if you don't open the lid? Opening the lid doesn't make the clothes cleaner. It is non-value added. It doesn't mean it's not necessary. So keep that in mind. People get very defensive. Oh, all the things I'm doing is non-value added. No, that's not the case. recognize it as non-value added, recognize the difference between non-value added and not necessary. So a lot of things are necessary, but still non-value added. Again, I have some other videos about this where I was planting some plants. How am I supposed to get the potting soil out of the bag if I don't open the bag? Well, opening the bag does not change the product. So it was considered non-value added, but it was still necessary. So people get very, very defensive about this one. So that's why I want to strategically bring it up and say, it's okay if you have waste. Just recognize it's necessary and it's non-value added. That way you know what's going on. All right, guys, back to the video. All right, guys, we're gonna break down the numbers for you. So, Jake, that took about 5 minutes to do, right? The first time around.
Yep.
Okay. Of that time, there was how many seconds were value added?
Probably roughly 20 to 30 seconds.
Okay. So that was 20 to 30 seconds. Let's go with 20 seconds. Let's say you were great. You had 30 seconds of value added time. Okay. So let's figure out how much time that you spent.
Okay, so 30 seconds divided by 5 minutes total?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
So that'd be
300 seconds.
Divided by 300 seconds. That's 0.1, so 10%.
10%. So if you had 30 seconds of value added time, which was the time you were doing what? What was the only value added activities you had?
Inputting the name, reading the email, and clicking send.
Yes. Everything else you did was what?
Waste.
90% of what you did just now was waste. 90% of what you did. So what we think we spend our time doing is not actually what we spend our time doing. What we spend our time doing is all the things that are in the way. We're not gonna fix the problem today. We have great solutions for it, but it's more about recognizing value added versus non-value added. Is the part changing? Are you moving the ball forward? Opening the calendar is not moving the ball forward. Clicking add events is. Opening an email is not value added. Scrolling is not value added. Reading the email is, or it might be. There's some borderline stuff there, but something's changing. There's very little that we do is actually value added. The editor, JC, who's a rock star at video editing, 90% of what he's doing is waste. It's if he's clicking on something, if he's scrolling, it's only when he's cutting snips or zooming in or whatever. That's the only time that's value added versus non-value added. So many people say that lean does not apply to office work, and here we are with a fantastic example of that. What we think we're doing all day is most of the time non-value added work, guys. Remember that, and we'll see you next time.